bend, but don't break. We've all heard that cliche before, right? Well, let me make this make sense for content creators. I was talking to my class today, and we got on the subject of one of the things that may cause people to have postophobia. That's from my man, Carlos. Thank you, Carlos, for that. Postophobia is where you got something to say, you know you want to say it, but for whatever reason, you can't get out of your way. You are scared to post it. Now, a couple weeks ago in a Creators Unstuck episode, Mary Lou and I were talking about what's happening with people with their quote unquote self-labeling as imposter syndrome is they're afraid to be perceived. And the fear comes from, if I post something out there, someone's going to check me. Someone's going to think I look stupid. Someone's going to think I'm not good enough, smart enough, pretty enough, skinny enough. Someone's going to judge me. So their postophobia is a fear of being perceived, and that's holding you back. Now, when that comes up, you have people like me telling you, well, you know what? Rip the Band-Aid, do it anyway. And I mean that. I really do mean that from the bottom of my heart. But in talking to class today, Gretchen said, there are people, let's get it straight. Gretchen's good. She doesn't really suffer from this. But she said there are people who might take that as another reason to be afraid to post is because of those of us that just say nut up and do it. And I came up with a better plan or a better solution or just a different one. I don't know if I want to call it better. You see, part of the reason why we have postophobia or imposter syndrome, which is really just a fancy word for lack of self-esteem, is lack of self-confidence, these limiting beliefs, is because at some point in time, somebody told you something that makes that stick in your head. And it's easy when people say bend that don't break, but I know for a fact, personally, sometimes those words can absolutely break you. Now, I've mentioned this before because it's one of my favorite quotes. For me, this was a huge enlightening point for me. Viktor Frankl said, success lives between the stimulus and the response. So if the stimulus is, even though negative, someone just coming down on you, berating you, telling you you're worthless, you're not worth anything, so forth, so on, etc., the response could be to cave in, to cower, to protect yourself, to go into a turtle shell. Or the response could be, F you, I'm going to do it anyway. And there's definitely a part in my life where I did the former. But now it's all about the latter. And I want to say that even if you are broken or were broken, you can still do this. And so it made me think of something that I saw when I was in Kyoto. And yes, it's Kyoto, not Kyoto. When I was in Kyoto a little while ago, I saw a kurumatsu, which is a black pine that had basically fallen. I don't know how it fell, but it fell. And somehow a sakura tree grew out of the fallen log. And so from what was dead or dying, new life came out of it. And it's just a tree, but it was moving. And it was at this temple. So much so that they protected it because it's a symbolism of the resilience of the people of that town. And my buddy Gretchen, who grew up on an apple farm, she said that, yes, this is true. This is what's known as a nursed log. You have seen this before, even if it's just something that's fallen and turned into a place for all the moss, or you got mushrooms growing out the side of it. In many cases, there are whole other trees that grow out of them. There's also where trees break And for whatever reason, one of the branches touches the ground, creates new roots, and another version of that tree grows out of the same tree. And it led me to wrap it back to us, whereas you can be broken and still do this because you might be broken, but you still got something in you. We all have had the opportunity of a beater car or a beater chair or something that we got held together with duct tape, baling wire, and spit, and we can't get rid of it. We got pairs of jeans we know we should have got rid of years ago, but they're so comfortable. Because although it may be beaten, there's still life in there. I think even more so, if you've been through some things, you need to get up and share that, because somebody else needs to hear your success story. And I guess the thing that just made it stick so hard today, and it's kind of a corny movie, but I watched American Underdog, and it's the story of Kurt Warner. And Kurt Warner is definitely one of those. Dude graduated from college, did not turn pro for something like 14 years, or I forgot. It's not that bad. It might have been less. But Dick Vermeil, who was his coach that, they created the greatest show on turf, he was out of football for 14 years and came back to lead the Rams to the Super Bowl along with Kurt Warner. You might think that's just a cheesy sports movie, but it's analogous to even when everybody thinks all the gas is out of your tank, you still got some gas in you, and sometimes you need to come back. Why? Because that's what leaders do. Leaders find the space regardless of the adversity. So you have a story in you, and you're holding it back for postophobia, fear of being perceived. I even let you use imposter syndrome, even though that word is mostly bullcrap. But you have it in you, and you have to let it out, because somebody else needs to hear what you got to say. Be a nurse log. Let new life grow out of whatever struggle it is that's holding you back. Now, I can't tell you what that is. I'm not a therapist. You got to dig inside. And maybe you need to seek some pro help. But something's calling you to do this because you're watching this video. And something else is telling you not to do it. And those two things maybe don't belong in the same bridge. So let's throw the stupid one over the side. Make some content, change somebody's life. I don't know who needed to hear this, but if it was you, please let me know in the comment section below. If this hit you home, if it made sense to you, drop an emoji. And if you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, ring the notification bell. I'm going to pack a suitcase, take my butt back to Hawaii, because Boston is cold. And right about now, the algorithm is going to show you another video they think you should watch, and I agree with them.
I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything. Now you be surprised at the info you get is by letting them talk, so I'm letting them talk. Gotta keep quiet, maneuver in silence to let them